Hello everybody, welcome back to Irish Esports Collegiate Winter Series 2024. We're into our playoff stage now of Valorant. I am Schmergen and I am joined this time by Heltic. How you going, Heltic? You've been behind the scenes all the time and now you get to step out and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've casted Valorant. I haven't casted Valorant since last year. Last sometime during the spring season this year. Because I've been on production since the end or the start of 2020. The 2023 winter was when I was last on cast, I think, full time. So it's going to be a fun one. We're into quarterfinals, like you said. So we're going to be bringing you UCC versus UCD, first seed from Group D or second seed from Group D versus first seed from Group A, I believe. So it's going to be a fun one.
Oh, it's going to be really good. Both of them, I don't think, have lost. They've only drawn, I believe.
Yes, they're both undefeated. They've drawn, which is normal, I'd say. Like, there's only one team that made it out of their group unscathed, and that was UCD boyfriend or TUD boyfriends.
Yeah, they had 7-0-0. Clean sweep all around. I mean, not too surprising out of the top seed, but I mean, they did lose their core, at least a good bit of their core. So the new people are stepping up big time, I'd say, to keep the reputation on board.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think we're ready for map bans now. I'm just trying to make sure that they can be seen. There we go. And
it's in.
Yeah,
it's gone already. Thank God.
Yeah,
just like how it's going to be gone from the rotation.
Oh, those changes. Oh, if we get some free time, we need to talk about those changes. But of course, those changes won't be in effect for I believe the entirety of the rest of collegiate. I did have a discussion with our admin for Valorant, Adam, about those changes and what constitutes as a rework for like Phoenix and Sage and stuff. And I think whether he's going to have a ruling on that, whether it actually falls within. It depends on the release date of the patch, basically, because I think if it releases this week, it might be eligible for finals. If it doesn't if it releases next week, then it won't be, because it will fall the 2 weeks will fall after the tournament. So it means that stuff like anything that is reworked won't be able to be played. But we're seeing a couple more bands coming out here. We're going to see Split gone as well, and Haven picked up. We've seen both of we haven't seen UCC on stream this season, but we have seen UCD play it, and a lot of the teams in our tournament like Haven.
Yeah, it's very understandable. Been around for a very long time. Ireland's pretty familiar with this one. I mean, if it's like any other Irish game that I've seen on Haven, it's going to be slow. People are going to have pretty standard comps that they're going to run and just play on everything that they know instead of taking some silly risks. And Bind's the second map to be picked, another classic.
Yeah, which means we get one of the newer maps for our decider, because as we are now in playoffs, it is now BO3s. So the decider, I believe, goes to the team who had it's second ban phase. So now the team that banned first get to ban a map, and the team that banned second get to ban a map. So they basically essentially get to pick what the decider is. By how that works, they don't get to ban first, but they get to pick what the decider is. So it's between Pearl and Sunset. We've seen Sunset a couple of times, but it's going to be Pearl. And I'm not too surprised at that. I think the Irish lads like Pearl, because I always see it in the community tournaments.
Well, I can tell you right now, if I'm UCC, I definitely have to take this 2-0, because UCD, if anybody's familiar with said community tournaments, you'll know Elizabeth is a bit of a monster on Pearl. This is from first-hand experience. She was my teammate in one of the community tournaments, and she's a bit of a monster on that map, so I definitely don't want to be taking it to map 3 if I'm UCC. I want to take it a clean 2-0 straight out the gate.
Yeah, so I'm just going to double check. So it is going to be, for Haven, it is going to be UCC starting on defense. So that means UCD picked attack side. Bind, we are going to see, it's actually, okay, that makes it really easy for me for overlays. UCD are going to be attacking start on all maps. UCC are going to be defense start on all maps. Which is an interesting choice because UCD had the choice on Haven to go for defense. They chose to go for the attack side. Then, of course, UCC decided to pick defense on Bind. But I think because they had the decider choice, I think UCC gets to pick what side they wanted on the decider. So, yeah, it just kind of played out that way, which is really interesting.
Yeah, the defense on UCC is going to have to be solid. They're starting on it every single map. But I mean, UCD pick an attack. They want to waste no time. They want to go straight into it, build up some rounds.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for the players to kind of switch around, get onto the right sides and we will be hopping in hopefully very shortly. But yeah, starting off, I think on the tamest map of the three, at least in Collegiate, it's the one that's been played, other than Ascent, has been played for the longest. I think now with Ascent now being announced that it's coming out of the pool, I'm hoping that we see less and less Ascent, because I think everybody wants to practice maps that aren't Ascent. So I think we'll just start seeing it just banned or left out or maybe as a decider. I don't think it's going to be a first pick map anymore, which I kind of like because we've had so much Ascent over the years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's almost like I think the best comparison you can make to Ascent is like back in the day for CS in Mirage, right?
Oh,
sometimes it would be a best of 5, best of 3, and all the last map would always be Mirage, and sets would just be decided by who has the better Mirage, you know?
You're not wrong.
That's how it feels. That's how Ascent is.
But yeah, we're still just waiting on one player, I believe, to get all sorted up. But then we will be hopping into game one very shortly. But obviously we haven't seen it in two like major patches. Obviously the patch was announced that like with Phoenix getting basically reworked and Sage also getting massive changes, possibly being considered a rework as well. But we're not going to see any of that yet. So what do you think? We're just going to get the standard Haven, some ciphers, maybe a Killjoy?
Yeah, I'd say so. Cypher, Killjoy, Sova, probably Jet. I'm pretty sure last time we saw, I was expecting CMD to pick the Neon when they played Haven last week, but instead he picked up the Jet, I think it was.
Yeah,
I imagine
do think
Respawn would pick up the Jet as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to see them kind of return to more standardized comps, at least for this. I believe, we're just waiting on one player, so we have another minute or so to talk about, and we're going to be hopping into Haven. But yeah, I think we're going to see more standard comps here. I think with it being the first round of playoffs, both of these teams had a really good run through their group. As we said, they're both only lost one map, so ended in a draw on one of their series and won all the rest of them. So they both, even though UCC came out of their group as a top seed and UCD came out of their group as the second seed. UCD came out of their group as the second seed because of a tiebreaker. UCD, to put in perspective how crazy this is, by the way, UCD and TCD were first and second seed in Group D. They came out of the group on the same amount of map wins, round difference, and rounds won and lost, I believe, because of and then when they played each other last week, it ended up 13-7, 13-7. So like it was dead even. And I believe TCD became the first seed due to them being the higher seed in the initial seeding. That's how close that group was in terms of first seed. They are ready now, so we can actually hop in. But so I don't think UCD are weak by any means. Like they are a second seed only by complete chance.
Yeah, literally one round more in any of their games and they would have been number one seed. It is crazy how close it is.
Yeah, but we're getting into
out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see standardized stuff here. I don't think we're going to see Arena coming out. I don't want to risk it, but we're going to see the Clove as the main smokes for the side of UCC.
Yeah, Stitchums, I think, is much more a Clove player than an Omen player in their match history, I think. Which, it makes sense in a setting like this, Clove, you have the potential to frag out as well, and when you're playing in a tournament like this, you're able to have those moments where you're like, okay, I've taken over a round completely. Some players looking the wrong way. I've caught somebody not doing their exec properly. They got stunned by their teammate. Any small mistake can get capitalized way better if you're running an agent like Clove that can heal themselves.
Yeah, that's for sure. And on the opposite side, I did say we were potentially going to get a Cypher, but it's looking like it's going to be Killjoys. We might get a Neon out of CMD. I'm not going to be surprised if we get that, because Neon has just been so rampant at the moment with, you know, having double duelist is something we haven't seen as, double duelist. It's something we haven't seen a lot of, because just everyone had realized how good like utility is, but with how strong Neon is being 100% accurate during those slides and now having 2 of them, of course you're going to abuse it as much as you can.
They must have talked about it at agents. Like, there's no way. Theory was hovering that breach instantly. Somebody like convinced him or something. They rolled higher. They rolled the DC 10 properly, and they convinced him to pick Neon.
Honestly, I think that's also potentially just a veteran call from CMD. Even though he's young, he's been playing in Collegiate since I believe the start of Natives Collegiate, Ireland Collegiate. I think he may have been in Legion as well, potentially. I can't remember. But he has been around, and keep in mind he was also like on the Natives roster that like was that was in Eclipse and all that. So like he's been around and he has a lot of experience. So maybe he just made that call that he was like, I'm just gonna go Neon. I doubt it was as much of a coin flip, but we're gonna have to see whether he can get the value out of it.
Yeah, we're going to find out just in 5 seconds here. Barriers are going to fall. And we'll get to see this run into C, as it looks like. There aren't any mollies to stop this, so this should be relatively easy for the Neon to just run straight in here. Bullets being shot in. CMD tries to strike first blood when it's his Gender Trooper. Puts UCC in the 5v4 retake now.
Yeah, Slime gonna get one over towards Garage, but the retake starting to come in. Respawn gets 2, pushes the remaining attackers back down. See Long and Slime getting 2 shots through the smoke, and then trying to seal out this round. Nano Swarms being popped 20 seconds, only 20 HP on Stitchums, and Elizabeth going to be able to knock them down to secure the first round for UCD.
Yeah, I felt like UCC had a really good start to that retake. They were Respawn doubling up, but playing too far back towards C there, and I think both of them had ghosts. They're going to be accurate enough, and Slime got a nice 2-piece there before they could even get to the spike, so the C take is a little too good. If anything's going to be consistent always on Haven, is that the C long post plant is a little hard to get around. Alright, buy is in now for UCD. Two Vandals invested into this one, actually, so if they lose those, it would be bad, but instead, Merrick's is just going straight for the head, and so is CMD, straight into Site A is cracked wide open here.
Yeah, we see them run, I think, the big buy up on the second round in their games last week as well against TCD, and it did help them out quite a bit in their comebacks. So not surprising to see it once again. I think, yeah, it's going to be difficult for UCC to be able to play into this one. CMD's going to knock down one, going to go hunting for another. Oh, and with the slide, manages to get Jenda. Redacted has also been spotted, just trying to do some damage here, maybe take a gun off of one of these members. Hurt that econ a little bit, but they're playing so safe with this as well.
That's a lovely way to close it there from UCD. Completely flawless, and they've got some heavy weaponry now to take into this bonus round. 2 Vandals, a Guardian, 3 weapons that can one-shot headshot. And they're even buying up for the Vandal as well, because Elizabeth was only running the Sheriff. So this is a very scary buy if you're UCD.
Yeah, it's a good decision. I think, and that's why they value buying those Vandals on the second round when they win that pistol, just because they know if they can probably 90% of the time win out that second round, carry those rifles over, and they just are so much more difficult to fight into in the buy-up.
And there's still no mollies to show. There's one molly. But it's hardly going to stop a sliding Neon. They've gone straight past it. It's only a trade, though. But that is your initiator down for this retake. It's going to be really hard to clear out some of these angles now. You're going to have to run straight in with just a stun or a flash.
Yeah, luckily they do have Jenda on the breach, but another kill going over to onto respawn. Ball line coming in. Redacted gonna push as well. Metrics having an issue. Doesn't manage to get the kill. And now 2 versus 1, but the Nano Swarms lineups from Elizabeth gonna be able to stop this one. But Jenda coming out of the smoke knows where they are, and the defuse will come through.
That was great awareness from Jenda. I'm pretty sure they were pre-firing the molly before it landed, so they realized what was going on. That's a great decision there to be like, oh yeah, this molly has to be coming in. Killjoy is the last one alive. There's no way they're not playing for lineups.
Yeah, Jenda did a great job that round to help push them back in. I believe, and I do think the Omen just had a bit of some sort of issue in the backside because they didn't seem to be flashed. At least I don't know whether that was just my screen not showing the flashed indicator, but was just staring at the side of the Killjoy's head and didn't shoot. So maybe it was just, I think that might have just been a bug on my end, but. As we move on now, they're going to look towards mid here. They did this in their last game as well against TCD. Once they had lost a round, they go for this B play.
Oh, and CMD's straight in there. Dash as well, third. Oh my goodness. It's all in a flash. Neon is just so fast. And the smoke as well to define this A-Link control. All Theory has to do is hold the smoke. Stitchum's can't really get anything done here, and neither can Redacted. It's a nice shot, but a nice shot is just about it here. Odin is being suppressive fire as well, and UCD not only a small blip on the radar as they continue with 3 now, and it's a good chance to make it 4. I mean, the buy for UCC is broken.
Yeah, it's so difficult to deal with a Neon just sprinting and sliding in your face and landing every headshot, and that's why they give CMD the Neon or the Jet, because he just can hit those shots.
It's gonna go from bad to worse now because he has the overdrive as well. I don't know if you don't want to invest it in this round, but it could be a problem next round when UCC have a buy. And it's just this C hit again. They love this C take, and it's going really well for them. They keep getting the sight, and it's because they're hitting shots like that. There's just very little resistance. Or there's no cancel so far. It's just been run straight up long, send the arrow, send the wall, or any other initiator util they want to put in there, and then just take C. There's no like, uh oh, we got mollied guys, or oh no, we're getting scanned through the smoke, or we're getting spammed, or anything. It's just straight in, boys. No problem. No resistance at all from UCC. I need to see some adaptation here.
Yeah, and that's the difference between taking the Killjoy over the Cypher, right? Is that at least with the Cypher trips, you have that hard point of contact to be able to slow down the push even just a little bit more. Whereas that alarm bot from the Killjoy only gonna allow you to know that they're there, but you already have that piece of information. So whether they break it or they just run through it and ignore it, they can. And once again, they're just gonna go for this W, like hold W onto a bomb site play, but I believe they were actually stunned by Jenda down mid. Jenda's gotten into a very aggressive position here. I can hear the complete rotate coming in. Oh, the slime get caught here.
Taken. Good kill. The C retake has worked one time for UCC. They're going to have to make magic happen again. Jenda Trooper is being very diligent, but the timing is tragic for him. And now Call can't get the trade. Has to, though. Okay, there it is. But are they ready for the second? No way there. Okay, and now it's 2v3 here. Respawn with it all to do. Gets 1. 2 not to be found, though. UCD keep the rounds coming.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. Trying to get the retake in, and like you said, the timing for Jenda, great play to be able to push up mid and just find out all that information. I think the call that they were rotating C was a bit late from Jenda, seeing as he was so far pushed up and could hear them rotating. Especially with the Omen ult coming in and the fact that there was no one on C, I would have liked to see UCC kind of predicted a little more and move a little quicker, because they were, once the Omen TP came in, they did just stand on where they were on their sides for another 10 or so seconds, and that is the difference in that rotation timer.
Well, the early kills coming out in spades here. So UCC are finding the way on top. Okay, it's got a little scary there when it turned into 3v3, but now it's just Stitchums. With that regen as well. Back to 25 armor. They're gonna get a gun here. Both smokes available as well.
Spike planted.
Yeah,
but they're so far away from where the spike's planted. There's no way they have a chance in this round. It's just up to finding whatever kills they can.
I think it's just going to be looking like a save angle here. Potentially walk towards their spawn and go to one of the bodies that have a Vandal. But CMD, just barely didn't spot him through the crack, but that's going to give him away. And the slide, you never predict the slide. Neon's going to drop down low, avoid the headshot.
My ult is ready.
That happens. That's just Neon things. You can't be giving them hassle for that.
Yeah, sometimes
got a lot
you just have to deal with the Neon sliding directly in front of you.
Yeah. Alright, we've got 8 ults on the board this round. A lot of chance for chaos here. A lot of retake potential. You have the lockdown. If you're UCC, you have the Rolling Thunder as well. Even just to stop the plant. I mean, you've got so much at your disposal here. But so do UCD. They could do a devastating post-plant here, because they've been given C for free so much now. They can just save the Hunter's Fury for post. And even push up close here, but Jenda's gotten 3 the Aftershock as well somehow.
They were all playing too aggressive, and now it's just down on Elizabeth. Spike's not even planted and has to be recovered. They went super aggressive to try catch out Jenda like they had in the previous round. Sorry, I believe it was the Sova they caught out, and then they managed to retake it on the one round that they have actually won. But when 3 members run into that little choke point, Jenda was able to land a shot, the Aftershock killed another, and then he was able to land the 3rd shot to be able to refrag. And now it's a bit of a dire situation here for Elizabeth. Still has a bunch of utility available, has the lockdown as well if they choose to use it, but has to try to go aggressive here and find a 1v1, and finds the first, manages to get respawn down. Now the information given over to the side of UCD. Respawn in a great position here. Will Elizabeth catch it? Manages to catch it. Lands the headshot through the wall. Oh, you hate to see it.
Never playing the Phantom again. Never again after that.
Phantom changes me damned. Vandal still the best gun.
I completely thought she had that as well. As soon as she got the first kill, I was like, oh, alright, it's on now. It's on. And the headshot as well. Like, she was locked in for us, but the gun betrayed her.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there, but those things happen.
UCD, I almost got to feel like they got a little bored, honestly. They took C again. They're like, lads, we're getting no fights. I'm bored. I'm pushing the smoke. And 3 of them get mowed down for us. When they could have just played post, they had so many ults for us.
No, and now a bit of a change of pace coming out from UCC. They're actually going to get aggressive up A main, but once again, look at the pattern from UCD. The moment they lose a round, they go for this B play.
Oh, and they're playing so far back here as well. UCC have to realize this, but they're going to burn the ults. It's going to land onto nobody.
It does give them a lot of information, though, about where they're playing from.
Yeah, the Hunter's Fury's online here. Spike is taken. Oh, there's hardly any time for this lockdown. All Slime has to do is hit the X button, they've won. But the guns are doing it already, they don't even have to. There it is. And now Gender Super shouldn't have any chance at this. Where is my Hunter's Fury going? How has he stuck it?
Well, that is
What?
that is a soba diff if I've ever seen one.
Was somebody telling him to like save it or something? Was somebody telling him, "Oh, we got two kills, guys. Don't worry about it.
I
Don't
don't
burn
think he
him."
knew that he was sticking it. I think when he hit him the first time, I think he thought he got off because everyone had to run away from the lockdown, so they didn't have eyes on him. So when when the ping on the first one went through, I think he thought because he hit him with the 103 the first time, he was just going to get off, and he decided to stick it. But we're into a new round now, and Cahill just got to manage to hit him through the wall. But in the meantime, CMD going to go up. But add some backup in respawn, and CMD going to get punished.
At least Stitchums has died in a pretty decent spot here. There's a lot of room to smoke, but Respawn desperate for information. And Cahill is desperate for a kill, gets rewarded for it, but gets traded swiftly.
Enemy remaining.
And it's just as fast to redacted here. It's all left onto Slime. Up against Gender Trooper.
That
And the Trooper
round
stands on top.
went kill for UCC or kill for UCC, kill for UCD, and went back forth. That one to just playing ping pong with kills.
And it's all in mid. Now UCD, I mean, I've got to wonder what they were going for. I think they wanted to do like a B split maybe. I mean, CMD just kind of got a kill and said, alright, I definitely have all this space. I gotta feel like he overheated a bit.
Yeah, I think he definitely did. He disrespected them there, or disrespected Respawn being there. When the Clove ults there, you have to know that they're like, because she's not going to be able to get around the corner in time. Like, you have to know she has cover.
The gimmicky stuff didn't work from UCD last time, so they said, let's go back to Old Faithful.
And they're not pushing through this choke anymore. Got to commit the lockdown as well to push them even further back. This is way better of an attempt to take this side from UCD. They're just not going to commit to the fight. CMD going aggressive, manages to spray through the wall, gets one down, gets the man advantage. Spike has already been ticking for quite a while. Stitchum's got to find one lurking though, but instantly refragged by CMD.
Alright, retake is in now. And the kills are going away at UCC. CMD has to find a way to back into this. Instead it's left onto Elizabeth again. And the lineups, are they being shot this time? They're not being shot this time, and that's the first kill. Making up for last time with the 1v3. But is the time there?
It's going to be a close one. No, the round does go over to UCD, and Elizabeth once again sitting on the right hand side there, down C long, but they know she's there, but there's so little you can do other than just wait for them to peek.
Yeah, the lockdown, burning up time, and CMD being a menace is what wins UCD that round there. Time was the biggest enemy. Even when they had a pretty pacey retake, it still wasn't enough because of how much time was after being used up already.
Yeah, they planted the spike and put the lockdown down at the same time just to waste 10 to 12 seconds of the timer, and that really helped them to secure this round. And Judge now being bought on Respawn. Oh, it's a shotgun round coming out from UCC. They have to be so careful here. And there it goes. Respawn going to take down the ultimate off of the Neon. Theory, though, has to be so careful here. The Judge, it's so dangerous, but doesn't matter. The repeat from the Jet gonna get him knocked down. Eric's also going to get one onto Redacted. Agenda spots out Theory. They know he's here now.
Spike planted.
Spike going down. Nice post-plant positions coming out from UCC. Merrick's a little bit in an awkward position, especially with that smoke coming out, kind of obscuring him that little bit. But Paranoia going to come out. Theory going to capitalize on it as well. Agenda now just trying to... Probably just going to try save here. Theory running out with a bucky, but will get punished for it. Timer's down very low. Merrick's TP'd up into heaven. And Jenda has the information, but can he find Elizabeth? He can. Can he find Merrick's now?
Shut up and let me work.
Yeah, no time for this. Merrick's can just hold the W key. Or just walk it up. Either one works. Had the kill feed, and UCD are going to take the half 8-4.
Switching sides.
Fairly dominant, but I feel like they could have gotten more. I felt like they're at an advantageous point a bit more than 8.
Yeah, they
that's how
definitely
scoreline went.
played with their food a little bit, and like that was one of the rounds like we've talked about. They just ran at them down C into that little choke and got taken down by Jenda. So like they definitely could have been showing a little bit more of a dominant scoreline if they would have like just continued to play C. That's like that safe style we've seen in their last C round win. But now as we switch sides, we're gonna have to see whether they're aggressive on defense as well. They are playing double duelist, and I can see an Omen and a Neon standing at the barrier in mid.
They're not walking down though, just doubling up. Maybe walk down afterwards. Yeah, there it is. Makes a lot of sense. And the teams just love this site. C is the target for UCC.
Elizabeth playing so aggressive in the smoke. Finds one. Merrick's finds one as well. Stitchum's gonna get one kill back. Redacted on solo HP. Merrick's having a bit of an issue, but somehow managing to stay alive and managed to get one more. It's all on respawn now. In theory, gonna have the sheriff to be able to take him down.
I can't believe how big of a contrast you see the C site, how both teams are treating it compared to their defense rounds immediately. Like UCD there had 2 people playing on the site, and Elizabeth is fighting for her life, staying in the site and trying to contest before the spike can go down, and delays enough to get the rotates in there. And the spike never even has a chance to go down, unlike last half where UCC is very content to give up the C site and just play for a retake. So you're seeing a contrast in the team style immediately.
Oh, gonna actually sit in the Nova Dart, so we'll trade 1 for 1. But now, jumping out of the smoke with the Guardian. Elizabeth's gonna go through the smoke as well, but can't manage to find the shots.
One enemy remaining.
So, bit of a rough round for them. No, they won the previous one. Slime now has an Ares, gonna take the closer angle, a little bit more risky, but will get the kill onto Redacted. I believe it was a force buy, or at least a minor force buy coming out from UCC. Because I did see a Marshall drop there on Elizabeth, but I have to clear these angles now. I think that, Slime getting so much information here. Finds the first. Can they find the second? They can!
That's tragic. Oh, the jiggle, like the stanky leg, actually spotting.
Seeing Jenda's foot there is what gave him that round.
The Ares also as well, actually.
Yeah, having to being able to wallbang mattered as well.
And Stitchums is just, I don't know what Stitchums is doing. I think they were trying to get a smoke out, put a one-way on the spike. That's fine, but to just let him walk down like that, oh no. Okay, it's okay, it's alright. Right, guys, we have a full buy in for UCC now. I mean, we made it close.
Killjoy setup in Garage, something we didn't see a whole lot from UCD. Now this one will pop. It actually will do a decent amount of damage. Jenda on 3 HP, but CMD gotta see what he can get done. This flank is huge.
Oh, big play here from Tahoe. Gets 1 kill, but gets taken out immediately after Vandal now picked up from Merrick's, and CMD is fragging on C site. Jenda Trooper takes him down though, and it's all onto Merrick's. Vandal in hand. Low HP here on Jenda, and he's swinging. And also all onto Respawn. Great shot to close it out. UCC may get the round, but it got a little too close for comfort, I'd say. The buy is going to be scuffed now coming into this one.
Yeah, that mattered a lot for UCC to come back in this game. UCD already up on double digits. You have to be winning out these rounds, and although they did lose 4 members, at least they get that 1 round on the board. Money for them still okay for the time being. It's going to be touch and go for the next couple of rounds. They need to get a couple of rounds strung together here so that they can start to come back in this game. We see pings out from the defense being countered by pings from the offense, knowing that there's going to be a push or something coming out here. Yeah, the prediction was pretty good from the side of UCC. They knew that the Neon or the Omen were going to start pushing up here. It is a Judge push as well, so they have to be careful. Respawn's going to get 1 towards A, but Merrick's going to get Jenda as they decide to swing out. Relay Bolt actually going to matter so much in the second kill onto Respawn, but Elizabeth Gotta find one as well onto Cahill, and all of a sudden, a round that was looking decent, they look like they had the read, is all falling apart. But Stitchum's a redacted, pulling it back from the depths. Bring it back to a 2 versus 1.
I'm not saying I've seen this one before, but I have seen this one before. Slime in the 1v2, and Stitchum's betraying their teammate once again.
That smoke menu, such a bait for your own team, but great play. I love this play from Stitchums as well. They know the Sovas decided to fall off, so they're just going to play this aggressive angle, can potentially move towards C. Slime also just making a great read here, knowing that more than likely Stitchums has gone towards C. They're just gonna walk around and just see if they can find this flank, but with the spike about probably gonna go down now. It looks like it's gonna be a safe plant from Stitchums. This is a great decision here.
I feel like he's made too many question marks for himself though.
Oh,
Doesn't even know where to play. No, doesn't know where to look. Slime is just creep out, but the smoke is going to shelter him. But when does Slime reveal his hand? It's right now. Knows that he's on site. Spam in. Stitchums feels that they have to swing, and now they have to ult as well. Not dead yet. Still another chance here. And they're just gonna play Ring Around the Rosie. Don't think Stitchums has the time here. Has to get the kill. And that should be... Should be it?
Yeah, he's got it, I believe. Yeah, the second circle hadn't generated there. Yeah, Slime played that really well. I think Stitchum's swinging that angle when he knew that where he thought he wasn't sure if he was on the spike or not. But where he was spamming, he would have been hitting him if he was defusing. Otherwise, he would have been able to see him. So I think it was probably. I think going for the wide swing there was probably the mistake that ended that round for UCC, but. Great play from both of those players just in that 1v1. But will come out with UCD on top, and now only 2 rounds away from winning out this game. The bye for UCC is pretty bad, and Respawn going to take a headshot for his troubles immediately. Jenda actually going to get CMD over towards mid, once again going aggressive, sliding out. That is a Vandal back up forward the side of UCC, but the Nanoswarm going to find Respawn. The Hunter's Fury going to find Cahill, and all of a sudden, members are falling left and right. Elizabeth with the swing out, but Stitchums manages to take back another kill. Now, they need to get some the value. Oh, the Vandal that was downed, that was knocked down a mid on CMD, wasn't able to be recovered.
Mad at those Stitchums can't get it all done, and UCD find themselves at 12. They've got some decent ults for both sides now as well. And one of them is the Overdrive. Overdrive is just one of those ults that has a chance to take over the round completely. We only saw it once. I think it was once last half, yeah, and it got shut down by a judge. But this time, no judge to be found. You have to hit that shot onto the head, and it's very difficult against the Neon. So I wonder what C&D's going for here. It looks like a really early peek towards A.
They know that they know they like to play aggressive. Surely they know, and with the Neon having ult up, surely yeah. If Neon ult chooses to ult here, and they're gonna know that they're playing aggressive, but no, the restraint from CMD is huge. It actually puts a way bigger question mark for the side of UCC. They have to try to figure out where Neon is playing. And just the double stack. Sure, coming out now.
Cahill trying to clear out a player playing Garage. Gets the tag onto Slime. A couple players on UCD are kind of low here. And now it procs the Overdrive from CMD. He wants to go straight in. The medal is nice to follow up, but he's going into 5. Very aggressive play there from CMD, and now Merrick's has put himself in a spot for sure, but he's somehow thriving.
Oh, Slime with the bait. Not again. We've seen this previously. You can only get one.
Only get one there.
Yeah, it's like that clip we had on our TikTok a couple weeks ago where they managed to get 4, but it doesn't matter. Merrick's just going to walk out, and that is going to be game 1 going over to the side of UCD.
Yeah, in pretty convincing fashion as well. 13-5. Kind of surprised for two teams that had a fairly similar scoreline going into the playoffs. But it is a best of 3, of course, so UCC still have a chance here, but they have to pick it up on Bind. CMD, of course, had a crazy game. Look at how much more ACS he had compared to the next highest. When they had one more kill as well. Like, the amount that this guy is getting active is a little outrageous. I mean, sometimes a bit too active, I think we'd say, but it worked out.
Seven first bloods will do that for you. Like, constantly fighting, constantly dealing damage. So yeah, not surprised to see CMD up the top there. But yeah, Redacted, Cahill, Stitchems need to warm up as we go into this game too, because they had a bit of a rough game. Stitchems kept getting caught with the smokes out, or when their teammates kept getting caught out while Stitchems was trying to smoke. So it was a bit unfortunate, but I think the biggest thing that UCC need to recognize as we go into this game 2 on Bind is that if they have a double duelist composition, I don't know if they're going to run it back with a Jet Neon, but they also need to be careful because the Neon was just doubling up with the Omen and just pushing constantly on their defense and even on their attack. Like, they had the Omen lurk very rarely, so they need to just recognize that they need to play like either default angles or just stack towards one side and just deal with this Neon.
Yeah, we'll see how oppressive UCD can be if they can maintain this momentum going into Bind, the next map, which we will see in just a quick break. Hello everybody, welcome back to Irish Esports Collegiate Winter 2024. Map 2 of the first quarterfinals here between UCD and UCC. Map 1 of Haven going the way of UCD, and now we're on to Bind. It was pretty dominant as well, so we'll see if that momentum is going to carry over, or if UCC are going to clean themselves up and be ready for Bind here. Celtic, what do you think?
Yeah, I think as we were kind of chatting around, like at the end of the game and after the break, we realized more and more how dominant UCD were in that game. Like, it was very much that they were just like constantly being given so much space. So I would like to see UCD play a lot more defensively and actually try to like hold, like you said, like they were just constantly just giving up C on Haven. I'd like to see them hold their ground a little bit more and just like actually fight them. Because they are just giving up so much map control and playing for retakes, and when you're losing your retakes, you're just gonna lose the game.
Now, in a very, very different map, though, in Bind. No real mid here. You're kind of almost forced to play for the site a bit more, or forced to try and take some serious map control if you're playing on defense. So it could be a very different look. And speaking of different looks, I don't know about the hovers here. Are we being baited? Yes, we're being baited.
Oh, we're always being baited. Okay, so we're getting a gecko, which we haven't seen too much of recently due to, I believe, his changes came through.
I think so. Just taking long, like, what is it, 0.5 seconds longer to pick up Dizzy now? I think it is something like that. And you have less time to retrieve him as well.
Yeah, so you have to you're just, the punishment for playing Gecko now, or at least the changes, are that you just need to be a little bit more active in grabbing your util, because otherwise you're not going to get it back.
And it is very good at taking space, like, holy moly. If you're ever playing against a good Gecko, especially on this map, this is a very good example of it. It's so oppressive, it just feels like you can't contest long, you can't anchor B site. There's so many times where you'll be thinking, okay, I need to get my crosshair placement ready for this person to like swing truck or swing tube on site, whatever, and then you see this big ball appear in the corner of your screen and you're getting flashed, or you have to completely swing your crosshair away from the person that is hunting you down. It's oppressive, so I'm excited to see what Theory can do with it here.
Now, the one thing we learned from the previous map is that UCD are super like aggressive when they get on these site takes, and that we know that UCC like to just play offsite and play for retake. Now this happens to be an A stack coming out from UCC, so it's a bit unfortunate. They just can't. I think the Cypher just is doing the right thing here in giving this. Plant will go down. Taking a while though, so that could play into the strength of UCC. But Merrick's in a great angle here to protect from this retake. Redacted, gotta find the first of the CMD. Followed by Respawn and Theory, trading. Slime's gonna find one, but Merrick's hiding in the corner, gets another, gets taken down by Jenda. Now in a 2 versus 2. Much util available on the remaining 4 members. Fade will be spotted out. Elizabeth gonna get one onto Jenda. Now Stitchum's in a 1 versus 2 has so much to do in the Cypher Cam as well. Gotta be so difficult to be able to do this, and Hunt's gonna go out. But UCD playing this so well, just making it really difficult to be able to do anything here, and I think we'll get out with their pistols as well. And first round goes to UCD.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a tragedy there from UCC in the util usage. If you noticed, Stitchums tried to take out the dog, and it would have cleared out Merrick's, except it got caught in the corner. And they couldn't readjust it, so they didn't have the dog with the jet dash coming out. And the dog would have cleared Merrick's out. But instead they got to hold their ground and take out Respawn on the retake, and then it was a 2v2. So I can't help but feel like that was a pretty big point in losing that retake there, and it's not started off great in the second round either.
Yeah, those Prowlers do feel like spaghetti at times. They just don't go where you want them to go at all, but like, once again, not much resistance here for UCC. Spike, once again, going to be planted a little bit later than they probably should have. Merrick's going to go right back to that angle. Have they learned their lesson?
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hasn't moved, by the way. Their team is pushed in. Ahol has a great angle. They don't even realize he's there. The swing through with the stinger from Theory. Going to get one back, and now a 2 versus 4. One Respawn and Jenda, and it's just so difficult to do anything here. Jenda actually finds a great angle, has a Vandal. So we'll be able to find 2, but no, they have Snake Bites available, they have the Cypher Cam available. Actually, no Snake Bite.
Oh, wait.
Don't know if he has it
Have to run
even.
in here. No, you got time, yeah.
I don't think he had time regardless. But
that's not good though for UCD. You're after losing all your guns except for one there, and they had 2 Vandals invested. My
question is, I was trying to think, where did Jenda get that Vandal? Well, that was the kill that Cahill got, I believe, on the CMD. Yeah. So they're going to be able to pull by up here. Cahill and Respawn only going to be able to get half armor. I have noticed a couple of the players have been opting for the regen armor, which I was curious to see what the usage would be. Like, was it going to be like everybody's buying it over half armor now, or whether it's like better than half armor? worse than half armor, but I think it's still pretty early days to know, but we're seeing a couple players favor it over half armor.
I do think it's really nice when I was playing a bit with this, because it regens between rounds as well. So like if you're 25 armor, you lose the round, or no, you win the round, you still have regen. You're back to 25 armor for the next round. You know, you don't have to rebuy, really. Whereas if you go for half armor around, then you might want to buy up full armor and go on to 1000. And it looks like the armor isn't doing much help for Jenda, as they're getting judged around U-Haul here.
Yeah,
and now
but
it's left into a 2v4.
But on the opposite
UCC
side,
here.
Slime has the regen armor as well. And he's going to get his 25 armor back now.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. I'd almost say that maybe the Fnatic strats are back. Or are they? Wait, maybe they might. With the Phantom being buffed as well.
Oh yeah,
That might-
maybe.
Incentive.
I do think we're gonna see some very cool like econ strats with the changes. But,
Yeah. The real nerds are saying,
yeah,
look,
the
if
people
Slicky
who
was
can
so-
scrim and run all the
so
numbers.
all over that, I know he would.
Yeah, we'll wait for Fnatic or someone to figure it out. Tower's going to be cleared up by CMD. Prowler going to be shot, and CMD manages to find the kill on to respawn. That is huge. Grenade going to just bear. Oh, but CMD gets the shot on to stitch him through the smoke. Don't know whether he's seen a tracer come through, and that's how he knew, or that was just a pre-fire. Well, amazing shot from CMD. On to Cahill now. Only has a stinger. Can collect that sheriff if they want to, but probably would just want to die to the spike if possible here, or find a gun and get out. But doesn't matter. Merrick's just gonna be able to take him down, and UCD continuing their domination.
Yeah, the momentum is staying strong here after last map. And they've a chance to break UCC's bye again here. This is a bit of a swing round. UCC have got to get this round on the board. Otherwise, they're looking at a very poor half to start.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
And Theory has the Thrash online. Very potent ult here. Might want to send it into short. Jenda could be in trouble.
This is what we were saying earlier. They need to get aggressive on CMD, but if you don't find the shot the first time, CMD will punish it. And now Stitchum's going to be running into multiple members. Theory going to be able to pick up, but it doesn't matter. We'll be falling straight back down. Merrick's going to be able to push through U-Haul. Now CMD
Player standing.
and Elizabeth going to be able to hold that one off in showers. 2 versus 1 now. Cahill. CMD is very low, so this is potentially a 1v1, but camera, he didn't see where it went. Okay, he manages to get the camera. That is big, but the reposition from CMD is that they have to play this so careful. Cahill can't cross without being seen by Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth's actually tucked as well. Just adding so much layers from UCD. They just play these rounds so patiently once they get that spike down and make it a complete guessing game for UCC.
The UCC defense just seems a little disjointed. Honestly, there were two, maybe it's in the comms. It's probably in the comms, because there were 2 points there where somebody's getting shot in the back there. Stitchum's got shot in the back, and so did Jenda Trooper, because Jenda probably couldn't calm that there were people walking behind the wall, and Stitchum's was too focused on showers, and then they didn't calm that UCD could have pushed back sight, so then Jenda got shot in the back from U-Haul. I mean, it's a little disjointed.
Once again, we're going to see 4 members from UCD over towards this A site. They really aren't like valuing holding it. Redacted actually played a little bit more forward this round to try hold them off, and the smokes coming in has deterred them, but now the explosion onto the site's going to start to come through. Dizzy not going to find anything, though, but Ray's going to be able to stash up around the corner. Redacted going to get hit by CMD and the Mosh. Now, site is theirs. There's still a Brimstone over on Egg. Now going to come through the TP. We'll have to fight a Cypher to get out of there. Liz, the little teeth on the teleporter blocking Jenda's vision, but the cage is going to be able to mean that Jenda can get out of the CP. CMD going to take a bullet for his troubles,
Player
but
standing.
Stitchum's not be able to make any progress here. And Jenda, I don't know if they think he might still just be in the TP. Nah. Manages to take one with him. CMD gonna hop up, but it doesn't matter. Merrick's gonna take him down, and yeah, just honestly, UCD doing a great job of just playing for space and just making these executes stick. And and once again, similar to what we've seen on Haven, there's just very little resistance on these sites, because even though we saw the snakebite come out to deter them from pushing up long, once that snakebite was gone, they just push up to the point of entry and then they just blow it open straight away. And there wasn't, other than the Viper, there was no one on site to actually, you know, stop someone coming through a smoke or anything like that. So now a bit more of an even spread. It's going to be a 3-2, with the stack still leading towards this A site. CMD trying to find what he can. Molotov gonna turn and slow down that push even more. But once again, we're actually seeing Merrick's with the tap through the smoke. Oh, great ultimate though. Redacted actually got one outside showers as well, and has pushed up even further. Might catch them off guard. Can they get two? They can't. Slime manages to get the Vandal just in time, and it's a 3v3.
Took down CMD though, so that's the head of the snake cut off. Now all you have to do, what are you going to do? Walk in, run in with the Dizzy? There's not too much going on here. You have the orbital strike to put in here, and that's what they're going to run in with. But they're not ready for Jenda Trooper, and they've doubled up as well. It's all left onto Slime now. And UCC are finally going to find their first round.
Yeah,
and it's when they don't let the spike go down. And it's when they make a push for space, I'd like to note.
Yeah, this is exactly what we've been hoping they would do this entire game. They need to start playing proactively and looking to find these openings, because when they just let them take the site for like 5v5, it's so hard for them to be able to play back into it, you know? Whereas when they, you know, push and find the pick onto CMD, all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, where do we go? It's a 3 versus 3, and they managed to fall down, and now once again it's going to be a push towards here. Oh, unfortunate for Respawn, the Prowler blocking the vision.
Okay, you have to respect the play from Respawn there, but the comp isn't really suited for it. No flashes, no... It's just a Prowler. Like, the Powder's only going to do so much. All one person has to do is just shoot it like 3 times. It goes away.
I think the Prowler actually messed up Respawn, because I think it blocked the player model.
Imagine if you had like a Dizzy, or if you had a Wingman.
Last player
Could be a
standing.
different story. But instead, it's a story that we've seen time and time again. It's UCD. Oh, another round. 7-1. And I kind of feel, looking at the scoreboard, that Stitchums is on a bit of a uncomfortable pick. We talked about comfort pick, this is the uncomfortable pick. Of not being on the Cove anymore. And they're not really sure what to do here on this fade, rather.
Yeah, and we did actually hear from our wonderful observer Akiza that Stitchums is I believe, a Clove 1 trick. So yeah, I think you could be right. It could just be a comfort thing where they needed the utility, and they weren't willing to play the Vipers, so they had to take the fade. And of course, you're playing on something you're not as comfortable on. You're probably I hope they have at least practiced as a team playing with them as Clove. Or as Fade, and it's not first timing it in a playoffs knockout match. But Cahill getting a nice kill onto CMD immediately, and once again, that's the head of the snake gone. That's so much of the pushing power that they've been using to get onto these sites gone.
Somehow, through the smoke there. I mean, knew where they were playing, but Cahill not getting out is a little unfortunate. There's so, like, they're putting so many smokes up, but they have to contest behind it. Just 2 players are playing backside here, and America's just walking out. They know they can disrespect this. Because how passively UCC are playing. And they were doing this rounds before as well, where they had both their brim smokes up on hookah and on long, and they had nobody behind us. This one person in the Viper, and everybody else was playing for retake, and it's similar scenes again. Nobody's like near these smokes to challenge or like reposition after they get put up, so that the crosshairs of UCD are put off a bit, or they're not expecting somebody to be close, they're not expecting somebody to be in a different position from when they last saw him.
I think UCC are so afraid of UCD rotating, and falling for a fake, that they just don't want to leave their posts. Whereas I'd rather them just sprint. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather them sprint to the site that they're making noise at and just play for retake if it happens to be a fake. Now the A push being committed here, great. Oh, the brim smoke play is perfect. Merrick's gonna take a lot of damage there from that. That was great smoke play from the side of UCD. It didn't work out in their favor, but the positioning could have been very, very good for them. Respawn. Oh, the timing from the cage is perfect. Respawn gonna find the kill onto CMD once again. First blood onto CMD for UCC, but can they get the value out of it? The Viper now starting to rotate over towards B, potentially just poking and prodding, trying to see what the defense is like on the opposite side. They have so much time to play with.
Agenda still has a smoke as well. If they want to go for it, they don't want to. Instead, relying on this Cypher trip, and it's the pivot straight to B here. Agenda, desperate for a kill, and now Redacted gets stuck in the corner. Somehow UCD are finding a way in this round, even though they had somebody, 2 people even, towards B site after the TP.
I think it's just that they're always sitting in the same angles, and you know they know they're playing in towards that cubby on B site, and they're constantly getting caught out there. Merrick's now is only 2 HP, so if needed to try find one, but we'll just fall back with the information gain. Respawn taken super low through the wall. Merrick's actually managed to find the kill onto Stitchums. It's all on Respawn, who is on 7 HP, and even though Merrick's is on 2 HP, managed to get the remaining 2 members.
Merrick's, I believe, they're walked up B long, right, and that's what triggered the TCD rotate. It's because they're just disrespecting UCC, because they know they're not taking any kind of map control. They're not challenging at all. Redacted was stuck in a corner and caught with util out. I mean, there's no early info, there's no guys, they can't be on this part of the map. We have somebody holding it. It's a challenge this time, but it's with the lower weaponry.
They managed to get 1 in return with the buy-up from Respawn, but now they have to actually make this round stick. Managed just to get a second and get out. Half health on Theory. Respawn going huge through the smoke. Now
Respawn's getting stuck in now.
It has to make it stick. You can't go down 11-1 on this half. You have to start to try to bring this back. It's a 2 versus 2. 50% health on most of the players here. And Tall finds the first one. Oh no! Theory gonna shut down every hope UCC had.
The lineup there is tragic. I can't believe they're so convinced that they have to be playing short. But the timing as well to line up is just so unfortunate. Respawn really had the idea in that round though, just trying to play so disruptive, taking opportunities. That's the kind of pace difference that they need if UCC want to take any advantage in these rounds.
Respawn's going for it again. He's going for the pick early out towards Shower, but Bolt's going to come out from Thresh going to come out, but it's not going to land. CMD manages to get 2 immediately. Theory gets another in Showers as well. It's all falling apart here for UCC. I think that last round probably was the nail in the coffin for them, for like the mental of the team.
Going into this half here, 11-1 down. Mental may be shattered. If I'm UCC, maybe I'm calling play aid, actually. You need to get a little pep talk in if you want any chance back in here. I mean, Gender Trooper's sitting on 11 kills. Everybody else is 6-6-3-2. We get some fights going. We gotta get some fights going here for UCC. We're sitting so far back, and now they have to bring the fight in on the attacker half.
Have some move the Cypher over towards the A side now. Potentially just to try to slow down this aggression coming out from UCD. But they just need to be careful here. I think they're it sounds weird, but they're just not playing ratty enough. Like they're just basically just like fighting them, like fist fighting them, like fair one-on-one fist fighting them, losing every time. But starting off this round, they managed to actually get 2 here. So they get 2, but it's instantly going to be taken back by Respawn. And once again, map control going to the side of UCD. Respawn in a great position here to catch them out. Will find one, can find the second though, traded. A lot of damage going over, and it's all on Redacted, who is the remaining hope for UCC. 22 HP remaining.
It's go big or go home here for Redacted. It really is. Any chance of life in the playoffs is sitting on his shoulders right now.
Yeah, single elimination playoffs are brutal like that, but Merrick's gonna try to finish it out. One more round is all UCD need to progress to the semi-finals of our winner split. If you're UCC, what do? You have to force here, get whatever you can, and we can see Respawn's going for that regen armor, Spectre, trying to make whatever you can. Jenda, not sure what they wanted to get. They end up going with the Sheriff. And then Respawn straight away, gotta see what they can get, and Redacted, gonna land the shot, but CMD with the Outlaw. Oh, he knows they can't have full armor, knows he just has to hit the shots. Coming in close for a steam, but the barrel, gonna give him away. Respawn manages to get one back. Oh my god, the dash onto Slime is huge. Respawn trying to carry his team through the fire and the flames to try bring this one back. They have now spotted out Theory as well. And it's a great round. But Elizabeth has showed up so far in this game, but it's not good enough. Redacted, 3 in the round. Carrying the team, Respawn and Redacted to try and bring this team back from a 12 or 11-1 half.
I would say we've seen it before, but I actually don't think we have.
I don't think we've seen it come back this high. I think we've definitely had some like 12-6 like comebacks, but I don't think we've ever had one from this far of a distance. And with how consistent UCD have been playing in this series, it's only a matter of time.
They want to wait it out though. They want to go in on a round where they have a bye. So it's just Shiko, a couple sheriffs.
They've been lethal with these pistols, so like even an eco you have to be careful of, especially like that snakebite gonna get the vulnerability. If Merrick's was to shoot through and hit a shot onto any of them, would chunk them out quite a bit. But Respawn now gonna come in, will be taken out, but Merrick's gonna get one back and immediately traded, and it's a complete flank coming out from the side of UCD. They might try to catch them. They might actually catch them off guard here.
Spike planted.
Ahol has been spotted. CMB gonna land one, goes for the white swing, kills and find another. Elizabeth has a judge, so potentially you could just try to get some value off of the weapons. I don't know if they've been spotted. Okay, they have definitely been spotted now, and another round will go to UCC.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. So
We've got momentum now, guys, right? We're taking it all the way. Guns in the hands as well. Respawn has got the Blade Storm to pop. Can drop their teammate here. Unless it can just content with the Guardian.
I think they need to be as close to full buy every round going forward. Like they need to have as much on their side if they want to try to win this one out. Brim Jenda ran forward, or sorry, that wasn't Jenda. It was the other Brim. Slime. I couldn't remember who it was that was playing it, but gotta run about, get that information. Oh, Respawn tries to go for it, but the judge is too big. That's gonna be spearhead for UCC down. And immediately you notice the tone shift in the team. They were looking for this. They were going for it, but they realized with Respawn down immediately, got to slow it down and try to find what they can. CMD just taking his time. Got to find 2 trades, and just all of a sudden, the game is over. And so are UCC's hopes of going to the LAN finals.
Yeah, Respawn really gave it a good go towards the end there. You could tell he wanted it. He didn't want to go. He wanted to go out at least swinging.
Yeah, almost 300 combat score for Respawn. Yeah, CMD had an amazing series. It was a bit rough for UCC. I think it was just a multitude of things. They wouldn't take enough space in the rounds that they needed to, and in the rounds that they decided to play aggressive, UCD kind of knew and were like, we're just going to sit and play default and wait, and they were able to punish it a lot, especially when they knew when they were on ecos, because they knew, okay, they're probably going to try something because they're on an eco, would immediately shut it down. And I think it was just that mental boom of that final round where you go for this hero rifle, you get Respawn all of these kills, you're in a 2 versus 1, 2v2, get it to a 2v1, and you both walk out of a smoke and immediately get headshotted. I think that is what kills the mental, and put the nail in the coffin for UCC. And of course, with us, or the tournament only being single elimination, it means that we will have to say goodbye to UCC.
Yeah, they had a really good show. I mean, they haven't made playoffs for a collegiate tournament in, I think it was 3 seasons, we said, right?
I think so.
Been a decent bit. So it's great for them to show up, especially in a dominant style of not losing a single game in groups, only tying twice, I think it was. So props to them for making it this far. But they're going to have to bow out now to the mighty UCD. And they're going to have to go up against either the TUD Boyfriends or the DCU Giants, depending on how that game goes.
Yeah, I did just have a look to see what other games have finished, so I can tell you right now for a fact that TUD Aurora have beaten TUS Dragons 2-0. They played on Pearl Map 1 and Abyss Map 2, so that would have been a banger. But it was a 13-8 and a 13-3. So... yeah, it was a bit rough for TUS. So they have also been knocked out. Right now, I can see that Boyfriends have just started a game, so they potentially might be in either a game 2 or a game 3, depending on how fast their other games were. I'd say it's probably a game 3, maybe. No, maybe it's a game 2 because our games were short-ish.
I could tell you right now that.
Let me see if it saved the custom game. No, it didn't.
The TCD game I can see is in map 2 after TCD 1 map 1 13-11, so it's a really close one over there.
Okay. When was this?
I would say I was saying this before we started up. All of the games in playoffs looked really close.
I checked one of the UCD or TUD Boyfriends things here, and I can see the score of their first game. So they played Haven. It was 8-13, and they lost.
They lost?
So Boyfriends are currently 1-0 down.
Oh no way! I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's an interesting development. So just for anyone who doesn't know, TUD Boyfriends as a core roster have been undefeated for something like 650 days. Like, it's something unreal. They haven't lost a series in that amount of time. They've won, and since they've been undefeated, they've won 3 collegiate titles or something like that since they went on this undefeated streak. Like, it's been going on forever. So if they were to get knocked out in quarters, I think that would be the upset of the tournament.
Yeah, I really wouldn't expect that already. Like in quarters.
Yeah,
It's plenty more Valorant to be played. More Valorant to be played. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll
how
have
it
to keep an
shakes
eye
out.
on it. Keep an eye on socials because we'll have updates on the other games or in the Discord as well. But that's going to be it for us this evening, of course. Congrats to UCD, but I just want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors who help make this all happen. KOKA Noodle, Rerot, Dogpatch Labs, GG Machines, PlayAid, Natives, and Stack. We will, I believe we're back tomorrow with Rocket League. I think it's upper and lower finals. Wednesday we have CS semifinals. Thursday we have League of Legends semifinals. Friday we have Abu Dhabi, which is the final F1 race of the season, I believe. Or yeah, I think it's the last race of the season. So we're getting into finals territory now.